Great peace. Here we have a GA, a General Assembly agenda, pre-resolved, dated 19th of September 2023. District, let me get that word right. District Distribution Limited. So we about to go dumb on this one right quick. 78th session, items 13 and 117, integrated and coordinated implementation of and follow-up to the outcomes of the major United Nations conferences and summits in the economic, social, and related fields. All right. So this is a draft resolution. All right. So it's been brought forth, and obviously they didn't draft this for any reason or any reason that's not less of a mind. It's been put forth, so it's going to take effect if it already hasn't. So let's go to 9, the last number. We commit to bold, ambitious, accelerated, just, and transformative actions anchored in international solidarity and effective cooperation at all levels. So that's local government, state government, international government, all intertwined. New World Order. We will promote a systematic shift towards a more inclusive, just, peaceful, resilient, and sustainable world for people and planet, for present and future generations. So the world as we see it right now is about to make a huge turn. It's about to be transformative, if you will. Hence the transgender movement. Nothing wrong with the transgender flag, nothing wrong with the transgender concept. It's just people who like to invoke themselves into the conversation and put twists on things at the behest of people's ignorance. So let's go to 22. We acknowledge the essential role of parliaments in ensuring accountability for the effective implementation of our goals and commitments under the 2030 agenda. So they've already made a pact, they've already made an agreement, and nations are on board with it, and nations are on moving. It just hasn't hit the shores of the great Americas yet. All right, so we say. All right, so let's go to the T. There's your cross, your Miska. We commit to accelerate the full implementation of the Addis Ababa, that goes to T, Krishna, action agenda, and to take further actions to scale up financing for sustainable development and provide means of implementation for developing countries, including the following. Okay, where are we? Financial architecture, including its business models and financing capabilities, must be made more fit for purpose, equitable, and responsive to the financing needs of developing countries, to broaden and strengthen the voice and participation of developing countries in international economic decision-making, norm-setting, and global economic governance. We commit to engage in inclusive intergovernmental discussions on the reform of international financial institutions and forthcoming processes, including the United Nations, taking into account current and ongoing initiatives. Then it goes further on. We urge, we recommit, we confirm, we encourage, we look, and we look forward. So again, this is present. So the 2063 agenda for Africans, because this is the second decade for people of African descent. They've already got the ball rolling and the ball moving. So funded organizations, whether they be for-profit, non-profit, they're supposed to be allocating assets, allocating funds, allocating learning materials about this information and about information that is going to affect the generations going forward. So poverty, obviously that's artificial. Illiteracy, obviously that's artificial. Anything that's been promoted against people is artificial. So we have obviously a recommitment to make sure people know what money is, make sure that people know what laws are, make sure what people know what adequate housing is, make sure what people know what right to self-determination is. All right, so if you have a career, you have a job, you shouldn't be fired from it because you showed up late, or because you showed up in a wrong outfit, or because any frivolous claim or any artificial claim that's made on behalf of the current seat holders in these corporate administrations, like human resources. And they have a General Assembly resolution for human resource management as well, because that is not being ran right in America. So everybody needs to get on board and make sure they have these documents in hand in digital format so they can give it to the person that needs it, whether it be someone in management or whether it be someone in equity. Because the person that's walking nearby you on the street, they're the equity. So you need to make sure they have this. All right. And I know some people who deals with contract administration. When you give them these items, these digital formats, they're surprised by you having it. They're surprised by you knowing this information. They're also surprised the fact that you're looking to improve your shares in the contract, whether it be dependent or independent. They're surprised nonetheless. So, let me read 43. This is the last one. We commit with united efforts, political will, and firm actions to advance concrete, integrated, and targeted policies and actions to fulfill the vision of the 2030 Agenda and achieve these sustainable development goals. We pledge to act now for present and future generations, turning our world towards a sustainable and resilient path by 2030 and leaving no one behind. So this idea that people are being jailed or being hospitalized or are being put out of their homes, they won't need legal representation by 2030 or 2033. They won't need it. As you can see, if you read some of the other resolutions, they talk a lot about broad engagement, about political advancement. So again, like lawyers, they won't be needed. Attorneys won't be needed. Holding places, that won't be needed. Because again, in the previous video I just made, we're about to have an influx of free labor. So that means inflation may still go up. But again, you're going to be put in a position where it's not going to be affecting you. So just make sure that you have this document. You can search it on web, download it to your phone, start informing others. So I just go ahead and close out. Great peace.